We had a visit to this place by our Speaker of the House, and we saw people talk about how this was provocative. We've seen your president and others in your country here in Taiwan talk about basic rights to defend their own sovereignty and make decisions for themselves. Some in the global news and many from the Chinese propaganda machine will say, this is provocative, this is threatening. We should never forget who's threatening. It is not the great people of Taiwan. It is not the United States of America. The only threat to this region, people who desire to upend what we know is right and decent and moral, is in fact the Chinese Communist Party. Madam President, it's fantastic to see you again. And it's great to be with you. It's great to be outside of Taipei and get a chance to see another part of this great country as well. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you for putting this together. What a lovely gathering. What an important time, too, to talk about how we can collectively deliver for our two countries. And that's where I want to spend my time. We all know the geopolitical realities. I have three ideas for you today. The first is this. We should never let the Chinese Communist Party or its sympathizers forget who the white hat is here, who the good guys are, who the decent people are, who the lovely people are, who the people are that respect basic human rights and private property, and who are trying nothing more than to make their nation better and their people better, and who threaten no one. We had a visit to this place by our Speaker of the House, and we saw people talk about how this was provocative. We've seen your president and others in your country here in Taiwan talk about basic rights to defend their own sovereignty and make decisions for themselves. Some in the global news and many from the Chinese propaganda machine will say, this is provocative, this is threatening. We should never forget who's threatening. It is not the great people of Taiwan. It is not the United States of America. The only threat to this region, people who desire to upend what we know is right and decent and moral, is in fact the Chinese Communist Party. The last thought is that there are many elements that will convince the Chinese Communist Party that today's situation, in fact, reflects the reality of Taiwan as this important place that is different and separate and independent from that China. We should certainly do it as a security matter. You all have an important role to play there. And you all have increased your capacity to defend this place in ways that are important and special. It reminds me very much of what the remarkable people of Ukraine are doing even as we sit here today. You understand how important it is to get this piece of it right. And you should know you have great partners. In America, for sure, this is not partisan, it is Republican, it is Democrat, it's progressive, it's conservative, it is every American who understands the important role that Taiwan plays as a frontline security partner, not only for America's security, but for peace throughout the world. We'll get that piece right. We should continue to work on that problem set. But more importantly, and what you all have gathered here today to work on, is to build out commercial relationships, to increase prosperity for each of our two peoples, and for peoples around the world. So much of American policy, for the past decades, has encouraged American business to invest inside of China, to invest alongside the Chinese Communist Party. It was American policy for decades. It's no longer the case. And I pray that someday it shall be that those people inside of China who are desirous of nothing more than every human being to be free and have liberty and to have choices. I hope those people get that choice. I pray that that day is soon. I know that the work that we can collectively do together will hasten it. I'll close with this thought from someone who was, long ago, a young officer who patrolled the then East German border. I was a tank platoon leader in the United States Army.
I left my post there. We patrolled what was then the Soviet Union, the edge between freedom and tyranny. And I left my assignment in October of 1989. I went on to my next duty station. 2 weeks after I left, 2 weeks, just 14 days after I left, freedom was across Europe. The wall had come down. It was remarkable. It changed the lives of millions of people all across Europe who now had the chance to make lives better for their own families. As I get a chance to meet you all and be in front of you and share your dreams with you, I am confident that the work that you are doing, that your great country is doing, will hasten that day as well, and that the swagger that the people of Taiwan should rightly hold will have created opportunity for all of us. Thank you, God bless you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.